situations did we use law of sines for? Look at you being able to use the board. Take a point. You can't see the board? Or what's written on your... You can't see what's written on your paper? We're not there yet, baby. I just want you to be able to see this, maybe. Can you see that? Where it says angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle?
But how did we, solve the second one if it was angle side?
Because we ended up being able to find... It was a magic one.
I was so good at
We were able... So the reason we were able to do it is because they gave us two sides and then this angle, and it asked us to find the angle.
So can you do angle side?
You can be an angle side on law of sines. We don't want to be, but we can be. Now, when we don't have an angle, or when it doesn't give us two angles like this, usually we use this when it gives us two angles, correct? That was the point of here. We use law of cosines when they don't give us two angles, which would be, don't fall, side angle side, or what's the other one that doesn't involve an angle?
Side, side, side.
Side, side, side. Take a point. Now, law of cosines is different from law of sines. Law of sines used proportions, correct? And how did we solve those proportions? By cross multiplying. Take a point. Law of cosines does not use proportions. Law of cosines gives us a formula. Are we ready, or do we need a mo?
Ready.
So we're going to use this when we have side angle side or side side side. Now we have a triangle. Don't draw this H here. You do not need that. We're not going to go into the full depth detail of how you get it. I'm just going to give you the formula. Now the first formula that we're going to use is a squared equals. Now what does a baby a represent? Does it represent an angle or a side?
A side.
Awesome. And what does uppercase A represent? An angle. Awesome. So a squared is going to equal b squared plus c squared. What does that look like?
Pythagorean theorem.
Good. Take a point. Minus 2bc cosine of a. Now it looks like a lot. And when we're working it out, we are plugging in a lot of numbers, but all we're doing is plugging in. We're not having to cross multiply. We're not having to do anything. We're just taking from our triangle and plugging it in here. That's it. Is everybody ready to try? Do we need to have a mo to finish writing this down? Okay. Does anybody need the learning target at the top?
Yes.
Are we ready to work out our problem? Alright, so it says, find side A of triangle ABC whose side B equals 12, C equals 20, and A equals 40. Now, what do we need to do first? Draw a triangle. Take a point. Get my notes I took a picture of. Alright, so this is going to be A, this is going to be B, and this is going to be C. Now we're looking for side A, which will be this side right here. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Because it's across from the angle. Does it tell us what baby side B is?
Yes.
Which one is that?
Well,
And where is that?
across from B.
Okay.
So AC in the middle of AC.
Okay. And what does C equal?
20.
Okay. Do they give us an angle?
Yes.
Which one do they give us?
A.
And it is
40.
40.
Degrees.
How are we feeling so far?
Pretty good.
All right, so 12 equals B and 20 equals C. All we're going to do is plug it into our formula. Now, our formula is A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. What are you doing? Yes. Do you need these notes?
Yeah.
Then why didn't you go look on my desk? Alright, do we know what A is?
Yes.
Yes.
No, we don't, because that's what we're looking for. So we're going to leave it as A squared. Do we know what B is?
Yes.
It's 12, so we're going to say 12 squared. Plus, do we know what C is? 20 squared. Awesome. Minus 2 times 12 times
20.
20, because that's C. Times the cosine of 40, which is A. So far, not too terrible. You're just plugging into a formula. It's magic. All right, now we need to square everything. What's 12 squared?
144.
144. And what's 20 squared? All right, and what's 4? Let's go ahead and combine those because we're fancy. What's 144 plus 400? 544. All right, now what are we going to do with the negative 2, 12, and 20? Multiply them. What is negative 2 times 12? And what's negative 24 times 20?
Negative 480.
Yep. Now, can we combine the 544 and the negative 480 right here?
Yes.
No, you have to subtract them.
You can't. Because this is it's connected to what? It's connected to cosine of 40. So this is the same thing. Let me see if I can do this. As saying 544 minus 480x. Can you combine the 544 and the 480 now? No, because it has that x. So what we have to do first is we have to figure out what the cosine of 40 is, and then multiply it by what? 480. So do that in your calculator. If you don't have a calculator, find a calculator. Do not just sit there. 480 cosine of 40. When you get it, that's fine, but let everybody have a chance to work it out, please.
How do you do this?
You said round it to what?
10th.
Is that what you find both sides on this calculator?
Yeah, it says COS.
It's not.
Then hit trig or math.
Okay, so you find the cosine of 40.
We're not done yet. Don't go there yet.
And then you
Just breathe.
multiply it by 480.
Oh.
40.
Times 480.
Dummy.
Don't call him a dummy.
You're a smart person.
Did you say don't call me dummy, just not mister? Am I the only one allowed to call you mister?
Yeah.
Alright, what's 40 times the cosine of 40?
367.7.
Did everybody get that? Yes. Alright, now what do we do?
Subtract it.
Subtract them. So what does a squared equal?
Whatever someone says.
Girl, if you don't subtract that, I'm going to throat punch you.
I didn't feel like it.
Now, how do we get rid of the squared? Because that gives us a squared, not a.
Oh, what got that?
Square root.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
No, it's 176.3.
Yeah.
That's 170.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
76.
That's what I wrote down. I just didn't say it.
What's the name?
176.3. And we take the square root of that. And what is a?
13.23. Wait, 13.
Somebody else help me. What is a? What is a?
13.3.
We're not listening to you.
13.3.
Okay. That is not any better. Someone else tell me what the square root of 176.3 is.
13.27.
Okay. 13.3.
Oh.
Because you round the three.
Perfect.
Oh, she wanted everyone to say it.
No, she just said
She didn't trust y'all.
Why?
Okay. Now, what do you think was the hardest part of this?
Nothing. It was easy.
It's just that it's long?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I get this more than I do the other one.
Yeah.
the sine one? Awesome. Okay, let's set up the triangle for the other one, and then we're going to talk about what's happening. Alright, it says find the largest angle of a triangle whose sides are 9, 12, and 18. So please draw your handy dandy triangle. And label it A, B, and C.
I feel like I'm doing something illegal when I'm not drawing it right.
So we're going to go.
Now, how do we know which one is the largest angle?
Because the biggest number. Smallest.
Because it's at the biggest number. It's across from the...
Jason.
Y'all, we don't got no hypotenuse. The longest side. Thank you. Take a point. So the biggest angle is across from the longest side. So what's our biggest angle here?
18.
B.
What?
T is an angle.
Chill.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Now, does our formula give us the cosine of B or the cosine of A? Does that matter?
Nope. Yes.
It does. What could we do?
Change the cosine.
You try to find, you already have A squared, B squared, and C squared. Just try to find cosines.
You multiply 9 and divide by 2.
But if we plug it in this way, we're looking for the cosine of A.
Do cosine A equal.
If I change this to cosine B, what would we have to do? Take a point. So we would have to say B squared equals. And if we swapped the B squared, what else do we have to swap?
The A
A squared.
All right, so how would I write it? B squared equals
C squared.
A squared plus
2.
minus.
C squared. 2A.
Cosine of B. Good, take a point.
See, I was so positive.
Now, what if we were looking for angle C? What would we have to do?
C squared equals
A squared plus B squared.
that.
Minus.
2AB. Cosines.
Awesome. Good job, guys. Take a point.
We have to show all that.
Hmm?
We have to show all that.
These are 3 different formulas.
Which basically is just a kind of
So how would you know what formula to use when?
When you're trying to find.
when they give you the cosine.
When they give you the cosine, and it depends on
The angle.
what angle you're looking for or what side you're looking for. Awesome.
Oh, okay. I was like, why are we doing B?
Yeah, and the reason that we're doing the light blue this time is because we're looking for angle B. So that's why we created the new formula, so that we could find this angle and not have to manipulate anything here. We just use the other formula. All right? You guys ready? All right, so what side is baby B in this triangle? 18. What side is baby A? Good. And what side is baby C?
9.
Okay, now let's plug it into our formula. Do I need to rewrite the formula for us, or can we handle it? All right, so what is B squared going to be? 18 squared equals plus minus times what? Times the cosine of B or X, because we don't know what that is, right? So if we don't know what it is, we could call it X. Or we could just write B. Since we're looking for an angle, what are we going to have to use? Inverse. Take a point. All right, what is 18 squared? 324. Good, take a point. What is 12 squared? What is 9 squared? Good. And then what are we going to do with the 2, 12, and the 9?
You're going to
Multiply them. All right, so what's negative 2 times 12? And what's negative 24 times 9? Negative what?
39.
Wait, you multiply
Negative
39
39
one
plus
way.
7. Oh my God. No. Wait, oh, I added, sorry. Just don't listen to me.
She started screaming and
She did. I was like, are you having a fit? What's happening? All right, now, can we combine the 144 and 81? Yes. Because it's just 144 plus 81. But I can't combine it with 216. Take a point. Because the 216 is attached to the cosine of B, right? So you can't combine those. What's 144 plus 81?
225. I wanted to say, but that's all I was doing.
All right, now, what do we do from here?
You obviously
Subtract what?
225 324.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of y'all. Take 2 points. Subtract 225 from both sides because we cannot combine these. So you need to subtract it from 324. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
So we're moving this over here. What is 324 minus 225?
Miss Esme, hold on.
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
Now what do I do?
You will divide 216 to 99.
99 divided by negative 216. And remember, don't drop your sign. That's a negative. And round to 4 decimal places. So do 99 divided by negative 216. I want to see 4 decimal places. Can you hand Sebastian that calculator?
3.3.
Sebastian, can you hand that calculator to Jeremiah?
Divide it and
Thank
then
you.
round it
Teamwork.
to
4 decimal places.
It'll be 4, 5, 8.
Let everybody have a chance to do it. 4 decimal places. I want to see everybody dividing, including Eric, who never does anything.
Oh, and you wouldn't square it because it's an angle.
Right. All right, so it's negative point
5.4583.
4583 equals the cosine of B. But how do we find B?
You're going to subtract it from one?
How did we get this? You divide. 99 divided by negative 216. Try it again. 99 divided by negative 216. No, I just want you to type in 99 divided by negative 216.
Oh, you're going to do the inverse.
You are going to do the inverse. And why would we do the inverse?
Because you're trying to find an angle.
Because you're trying to find an angle. So do second cosine and then type in this number.
Do we do the negative still?
You said second cosine and type that.
Mm-hmm. The number. Second cosine, type in the number, including the negative. Don't yell it out.
Like cosine.
Negative 0.4583.
I'm not like in the answer.
Do I have to,
Round to the nearest tenth. All right, what'd we get? 117.3?
Yes.
Good job, guys.
Hey,
Oh, and it's degrees.
I did something wrong. I ain't trying to get.
Can somebody at the table help him? Okay, what I want you to do is get out your homework sheet from last night or the night before. I want you to flip it over. Law of cosines is on the back. Work on those problems. I want to do number 1 together, just to be, just to be safe.
Yes, please do that. Oh, Miss Adler, I didn't read this where it said just find X, so I found all of the angles.
Me too, and I was working it up at the beginning.
Yeah, I was really mad at myself.
I'm sorry.
I did the whole thing.
I'm super proud. All right, so we're going to do number 1 together. Now, are they asking us to find baby A, baby B, baby C, or an angle?
Aside.
Baby C. Thank you. Take a point. Aside. So this is baby C. So which of our 3 formulas are we going to use? And you need to keep your notebook out because your notebook tells you the formulas. Geniuses. Am I going to use the dark blue, the light blue, or the yellow?
The yellow.
The yellow. Why am I going to use the yellow?
We're trying to find C.
Fantastic. Now, what I want, you know what we're going to do? I know you don't. You never know. We are going to write our formulas down right here. Just to be safe and make sure we know what we're trying to find. Do you need my glasses? Okay.
I don't have that paper.
It's in the crate on the second. Alright, so we're looking for C. So we're going to use our yellow. So we're going to write C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C. And we're going to go through this one fast, and I'm not going to work it completely out with you because I want you to have time to work them on your own and actually be able to do it without me. Does everybody understand?
Yes,
Because when do you think your test on this is?
Tomorrow, Friday.
Friday! Guess what you're getting at the end of class?
Tomorrow.
Study guide! Alright, what is A squared? 9. What is B squared?
11.
Minus 2 times 9 times 11 times the cosine of, which is 28. If you need to work these out on a separate piece of paper, you may. If you write giant like I do. Alright, what is 9 squared?
81.
What is 11 squared? What is 2 times 9 times 11? Can I combine that 121 and the 198?
Yes.
No. You can combine the 81.
The 81 and
All right, what's 81 plus 121?
202.
I'm sorry? Okay. Now can I combine that 202 and 198?
No.
Nope, because it's attached to the cosine of 28. So what would I have to do?
What did you do?
Find the cosine.
And multiply it by?
Oh, yeah.
198. Good, take a point. So I would do cosine of 28 times 198. Sir? Okay, I'm coming. Yes, mister. No, on this one you do 28 first. So it's down. And then times 198. Yes. Yep. Nope. Because you hit minus. So you do 28 cosine times negative.
I need to pee.
You have to do everything backwards on that one.
I'm going for
What'd y'all get for the 198 times cosine of 28?
Oh, yeah, it is.
174 point what? And then you subtract and you take the square root, right? So subtract and take the square root. All right, work on those. Yes. Let me give you your study guide. Where you going, baby?